Leo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late March 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in energy and see what's happening for the lovely Leo collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. I'm sure you are. Let's get it going though, my gods. Talk to me. What do we got for Leo here in late March? And yes, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for the beautiful Leo collective here as we move towards April. We're getting close. It's still late March, though. We're in Aries season, another fire sign, which the energy should be pretty good. Now, there is something here regarding fun for some of you. This card to me is not a rough card unless it's speaking about someone that's having a little too much fun. But to me, it's spirit saying like, hey, Leo, you should make some time for yourself, shake some things up. Not really a rough energy, very jovial. And before we get into the further detail of that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the March subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about this card a little more. So if you look at the imagery of it, there's like a snow globe, there's like little dolls and toys, and there's like this unicorn or pony here. And to me, it just reminds me of toys and just having fun, having a good time. Now, often this card will show up if a particular sign or individual is like a little too serious or is going through some heavy things and they need to cut loose. They need to blow off some sort of steam. Now, I always say, you know, fun, it really depends on the person, depends on who you are. Some people like to go out and party it up. Some people like to go to a friend's house. Some people like to play board games or go be in nature. Whatever it is, Spirit wants you to loosen up and blow off a little steam. Make some time for yourself. Pamper yourself a little bit. This is a really nice positive energy. Spoil yourself even. And the one thing I will say about this card is that, yeah, it could be a little warning, like if you're partying it up a little too much, and you would know if you are, right? Everyone internally knows. But if you've been having a little too much fun, maybe you need to get back to business. Life is all about trying to find some state of balance. So yeah, pamper yourself, my friends. We'll put that card over there. Let's get into tarot now. And I always say this first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. So what do we got here for Leo, please? And yeah, while we shuffle this up and get it ready, let's talk about your most recent reading last week. It was titled An Unexpected Talk. Now, I will say for the last couple of weeks, there's been this like mysterious energy around Leo, where like things and communication and people, like just things popping up. And that could still persist for a couple of weeks. So keep your head on a swivel. But we'll see what's happening. Could be having a lot of very intriguing communications, but yeah, we'll see what we have for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. Let's get 3. What do we got for the Leos, please, my guides? Thank you. Wow. All right, so we're starting with the best card in the deck, and it's also the card that represents you. So the Sun card does take on some extra significance in a Leo reading. Let's put it right there by that nice piece of amethyst. Let's get a couple more out here. I like it. Showed up in the Aries reading too, so maybe the energies for the fire signs are going to be pretty good, hopefully. Okay, so we have the Tower. I mean, talk about a mixed bag. This could be a good Tower, though, depending. Let's get one more out here. I don't want to really speak on it just yet, but you know what that Tower could do, right? What do we got here? And it's just a very powerful energy. Okay, calming down. That makes sense. So we have the Knight of Pentacles here on the back, and we're going to have to talk about this because the energy, Leo, is very, very sporadic. Like it's like super hot and heavy, then it's full stop. It's just back and forth and up and down. So there might be a couple warnings in this spread. We'll see though. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. So at first glance, as I mentioned, there's a lot of competing energies happening here. We have a card that could represent you. We have the Tower, which always shakes things up. We also have this Knight of Pentacles on the back end, which is the exact opposite of this Tower. It's like all or nothing, full go, full stop. These are like extreme types of energetic differences. So we're going to really have to build this one out slowly, because we could be seeing one story, we could be seeing multiple, but when we have fire, then the tower, and then this full screeching stop on the back end, it's making me a little cautious. That's one thing I will say. But let's go through piece by piece and really start to build it out. Position number 1, we have the Sun. As I already mentioned, it is the most positive card in the whole entire tarot deck. So this gives me some hope about what this tower could represent. And we'll get into the tower a little more in a moment. Once again, since this is a Leo reading, this is one of your cards, one of your big cards. So the clarifier could tell us something that's coming towards you, a way you might be feeling, energies that could be affecting you, of course. But aside from that, once again, this represents wins, it represents victories, that beautiful source energy, the light, life, and love that shines down on us from source. It's really nice. And I saw this in the Aries reading as well, so I don't think this is just like a one-off energy. Could be for all the fire signs this week, which would be a nice thing. So the Sun can be good, but another thing the Sun can do is illuminate things. Okay, and I did say there's been mystery around you for a couple weeks now. So like hidden energies, things that are popping up out of nowhere. So the Sun could bring revelations and realizations and knowing to things where it's like, okay, that makes sense now. So we'll see what's up. I mean, in general, it could just be a win. Like I said, it could be abundance and blessings from spirit. But the clarifier is going to be super important for that. Now, moving to the center, we have the Tower, so Scorpio energy. Some of you, if you're connected to the Scorpio, this could just be it. Now, the Tower does have some good aspects to it, but generally this is a card of shock. Don't be too caught off guard by the disturbing imagery, right? Because you got the people falling out of the tower and stuff like that. But yeah, you could be going through some shocks. Like I said, the past couple of weeks, I've been seeing like some surprise and the unexpected. And this is a big shakeup. This is anything that comes into our life that's like completely out of the blue. So something shocking. Hopefully it's positive. Hopefully it's a win. For some of you, you could still be grappling with a tower moment, something that really shook the foundation. So whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, these energies do take some time to process. Like even the best tower, it takes a little time to process it. And we kind of see it here on the back end, and we'll talk about that momentarily. The tower, it could also just represent bursts of energy. So when we have the sun, when we have the tower, these are extreme bursts of powerful energy here. So for a lot of you, yeah, this is full go, full speed ahead, no stopping type of energy. Very shocking and jarring. So we'll see what's up. And that's why I'm saying it could be a warning, because when we get to the back end of this spread, it's the complete and total opposite. We have the Knight of Pentacles, Mr. Slowpoke here. Now, for a portion of you, maybe you're just connected to an earth sign, so Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. But this Knight, all Knights represent forward movement and progress. This one is the slowest. It's taking its time. It's barely moving at all. It's slow as molasses. I always say that. So it's like we have all this power, all this energy, all this like extreme energy, and then it's like screeching the brakes, full stop. So maybe some of you are still adjusting to something. Maybe you have had a recent shock, or things have just been hectic and crazy lately, and you're adjusting or healing from a tower that's recently happened or even a long time ago, right? There's no timetable when it comes to healing and recovering from things. So there could be a time of recovery happening here, but this is just like full stop. So like whether you're putting something to a stop or a situation's coming to a halt, we'll just have to see. Knights can also be communicators. So the thing that I find most intriguing about this spread is like we have you, or what could be you. We have a communication here. We have a tower. So there could be things around talks still, just like we saw last week, that we're going to want to look into further. So let's put that Knight of Pentacles down right there. I want to dive deeper. Let's jump in and clarify. Get a good shuffle here from my lovely Leos. What do we got for my friends, my gods and spirit team? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that sun. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you feel like you have any messages you want to give to Leo, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay. Sun time. For some of you, your libido could be heightened. Okay, that's just a little side message whenever the tower is there. But let's go in on the sun. There's the sun here. Thank you. Hierophant in reverse. For a lot of you, there could be a really, really big time change, and this is what I would expect to see when we have a Tower in the mix. We have the Hierophant in reverse. For some of you, there could be some big events coming up in Taurus season. I know that's like a few weeks away still, but there could be some sort of highlight on Taurus season for a lot of you, something happening in that time period. But the Hierophant, we think of day-to-day life. We think of ingrained things, things that are not moving, not shifting, not changing. It could represent relationships that we've been in for a very long time. It could represent marriage. It could represent routine, right? It's a very solid, stable energy. So what do you think it means when it's flipped up in the reverse? Okay, just like the Tower. I always say when the Hierophant's in reverse, to me, it reminds me of a tower. It's an uprooting. So for some of you, yeah, you could be going through a shocking change of some sort, or a period of really powerful, massive changes in your life. And it could be in a lot of different areas. Okay, so whether it is personal relationships, whether it is business or work, anything and everything could be liable to shift and change in this time. So just know that. And it could happen very suddenly, especially with this Tower around. For some of you, it could even be your own personal beliefs, because the Hierophant could also be spirituality. But I just see so many things shifting for you, and not necessarily for the rough, for the bad. If you are going through a time and things are feeling rough for you, Spirit could be saying like, hey, Leo, it's tough right now, but it could be for the best. But there's a metamorphosis happening here. There's a change happening. I would watch your personal relationships specifically, and those that you've been connected to for a long time. We're going to keep moving over to the Tower, though. I don't want to talk that into the ground. It is what it is. So let's see why the Tower's here. And I really want to get over to this Knight of Pentacles as well, because that's where everything comes to like a screeching halt for some reason. So why is the Tower in the mix? Okay. Okay. 10 of Cups in reverse. Yeah, so there's someone not happy about this shift or change. That's for sure. 10 of Cups in reverse, that is someone that is like just really not super happy with it. Watch out for issues in your living situation, within the family unit, within the family group. And with what I'm seeing here with the Hierophant in reverse, and now we have the 10 of Cups in reverse, a lot of Leos could be experiencing a paradigm change, a paradigm shift, like completely. Like your life a few weeks or months or even years from now could look totally different than it does right now or even last week. Now, the 10 of Cups is usually wish fulfillment. It's super happy. Like I said, home, family, all that stuff. In reverse, it's like, all right, there is either this change is hard to process and hard to work through. Okay, so it might take some time to settle down and let these emotions and these feelings like really mellow out. But for a portion of you, I feel various places, various areas of your life going through these shocking changes, these uprootings. Okay, and that is not easy to deal with. Okay, it's really not. And I don't feel like it's overly complicated here. Now, maybe it'll change when we get over to this Knight of Pentacles, but all I'm feeling up here is a disruption. Okay, so change isn't always bad, but sometimes it can be difficult, and that's what I'm picking up here in the front. It's like coming from every angle. So in this time, I would lay low a little bit. I mean, I know I was speaking about having fun in the very beginning. Yes, you should. But at the same time, Spirit might be saying like, all right, just digest all this. Digest this energy. It's just so powerful. It's so unpredictable that this shocking energy is all over the place. So we're going to keep moving over to the Knight of Pentacles and see what's up. And remember, once again, these could be things that you're still dealing with. These could be things that have already happened. It could even be ancient history that you're still trying to heal from. So let's see why the Knight's here. And we'll do our recap before the shadow. So why is the Knight of Pentacles in the mix? Thank you. And work as well. There could be issues in regards to work and business. So it's like across the board here, Leo. 8 of Pentacles in reverse, you really need to conserve your energy if you are in a time of recovery. Treat it as such. Now, I know because I'm a fire sign myself, I'm an Aries, that we are very much go, go, go type of individuals. Like we're filled with that passion, that drive. We're action-oriented people. And yeah, change isn't easy, but there's a possibility for like everything and anything right now to really go through big metamorphosis for any Leo or any Leo placement. I'm seeing that in a very big way because this is all about work. Now, the 8 of Pentacles is usually diligent. It's someone putting a lot of energy into something. I'm working at it. I'm working towards it. I'm going to make this happen. When it's in reverse, underneath this Knight of Pentacles, it's a clear little warning or hint from Spirit saying, like, listen, Leo, take a breath. Like, settle down, settle in. Like, let this energy calm down. Okay, so even if you haven't experienced any of this yet, Spirit, this is that lay low energy I was speaking about. Like, listen, you don't always have to be on a go. Sometimes things are going to happen that you don't have control over. Sometimes things are going to happen out of the blue. Life is like that. The universe throws the curveballs at us quite often, right? And I think a lot of people would agree with that. So when I see this Eight of Pentacles underneath this Nine of Pentacles, yes, it does speak about finance and work, being cautious in that realm. But once again, to me, it's more like, all right, sit back, take a breath, let things mellow out. So it does connect in with all this shifting, shocking change. Let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow card. If you kindly look in the box here, Leo. Yeah, there's a couple of little warnings here this week, but in position number 1, we have your card, the Sun, with the Hierophant in reverse. Now, if we look at the whole spread, we have like personal connections, day-to-day life, home, family, work. It's like we have the whole big picture of life here, and anything and everything is prone or liable to change in this time. So just know that, keep that in your mind, and life is ever changing. But to me, this just feels like a little more powerful than normal, specifically in relationships. There's an uprooting happening here, okay? And I do feel like it's going to be for the best in the end, but it just feels a little rough. Moving to the center, we have the Tower with the Ten of Cups in reverse, this shocking change. There could be like emotional waves happening where it's like really difficult to deal with and work with, which is to be expected when I have this energy. Now remember, if this isn't you, this could be someone you're connected to. This doesn't all have to be your vibe. But moving to the back end, there's this caution about like, listen, take a breath. Let it sink in, or let things mellow out, lay low possibly, with the Knight of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles. So you see what I mean? We're looking at the big picture with all these different things in daily life and family and work. It's like anything could shift on a dime, okay? So, I mean, life is like that from time to time. So please take a screenshot. Let's get a shadow card for you. Maybe we'll get a little more detail in the shadows. So what do we have in the shadows for Leo, please? Guides and Spirit Team, what do we got? And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge, though. Sometimes we get a good message, too. Very positive. What's in the shadows? And if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love and appreciation for my members. So let's get this shadow card out here for you, Leo. What do we got for the Leos, please? Thank you. All right. Six of Cups, a card of the past, a card of reminiscing, a card of people that we have history with. So for a lot of Leos in this time, you could be taking a lot of walks down memory lane. And I'd say for a good chunk of you, all this stuff that we were talking about here in the beginning could be things that have already elapsed. You might just be in this period right now where it's like, I'm processing this, I'm working through this. That's a big energy. Now, the Six of Cups, if it's not a person that we have history with, remember, we've been seeing little hints of this throughout. It's more about how you look upon the past. Do you look upon the past positively with rose-colored glasses? Or do you have some really tough memories and situations that still affect you to this day that might need some healing? That's a big thing. And around eclipse season, which it is right now, the past does often come up, right? It comes up, it comes back, it circles back, and Spirit has given you a little hint about this, and I've been seeing it for a lot of the signs here. Okay, so we're just going to leave the reading at that. Six of Cups isn't a rough card, but it does connect to our past. And yeah, Leo, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give the details, the March subscriber surprise. If you would like to get a personal reading done with me, you can find my digital calendar on mastermetaphysics.com, so please feel free to check it out. But for the March subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful, fantastic Tarot of the Owls. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, what is your favorite zodiac sign? And give me a couple reasons why. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.